Here we are, guys, back at duallywheels.com here in Southern California, sunny Southern California. I'm Daniel, I'm the owner. I'd like to, first of all, thank you for stopping by our page. What we do here is slightly different than what everybody else does. We'd like to tell you a little bit of the story, how this customer ended up with the product they have, how they're using their truck, and why they ended up where they're at. It's very common to fly across the internet and go, that's what I want. There's a lot of beautiful things on the internet that don't drive properly, they don't ride properly. And so my job is to educate you and hopefully show you what fits your goals best. So today we got a 2019 Chevy 3500HD. This is Rico's truck. He's based out of Long Beach, California. It's about 30 minutes or so from here, right down the 405. And Rico called us first. He found us on our duallywheels.com site. He was ready for tires, wanted to upgrade the wheels, and was putting a camper on the back. So he's not one that's towing. He's just putting a camper on the bed. It is a little wider. He wanted a little bit wider stance in the back, wanted a more aggressive tire. So we went through some options. First we looked at 20s. In the end, he liked a smaller wheel and a bigger tire. His suspension, his torsion keys in the front were already cranked up a little bit at that time, which was about a month ago. He did not want to do any suspension modifications. He did understand that having his keys cranked up, he was going to lose some ride quality there. He took care of that. He came down on his first visit and we picked out some wheels and tires. What we went with is the 17-inch Ion 167s. This is our most popular wheel, hands down. We have them both in a 17-inch or a 20-inch. The 17-inch is going to be a 17-inch diameter, 6.5 inches wide. So for anybody who's looking for just a regular stock replacement upgraded wheel, this has what we call like an Alcoa round hole style look. It's great. It's a matte black finish, black caps, and we put black Gorilla lug nuts on it. For the tire size, we chose a 285/70/17. So just for comparison, this truck comes with a 235/80/17, which measures 31.7 inches tall. This tire here is 32.9, so it's just over an inch taller. We'd basically call this your 33-inch tall tire. Now you might say that's not that big. Now we've done some suspension modifications to it now, and I'll go into that in a second. This tire size did fit with just the keys cranked up. Again, he's back for a second trip because he was unhappy with the ride quality, so I'd like to point that out. We could likely go up one size here, no problem. But because we did the wheels and tires first, this is how we ended up. In my opinion, it still looks great. For the rear, anytime you go into a 17-inch wheel, you really need to pay attention to width, okay? So this is a 285 wide tire, fits just fine on a 6.5 inch wide wheel. This does use a factory steel inner, so you're gonna dismount your inner, put a new tire on there. Unless you buy a wheel and tire package from us, we can send you the whole package. It does require a spacer in between the two rear wheels to fit a 285, so you can see that hub-centric billet spacer that we also provide to go in between the rear wheels. And then I'd like to point out the stance. So you can see sits about 2.5 inches outside the fender. Rico does have his mounts here for his camper, so he's got mounts in each corner of the truck here, so he was really happy to see that the tire stuck out past the fender there. As far as suspension mods now, he came back, said, okay, I need a little bit more height. I'd like to improve my ride quality. How do we do that? So first thing was to replace the factory torsion keys with the McGaughys torsion key. We've then put that suspension back into a better droop position. To accomplish that maximum droop, it definitely does require an upper control arm. If anybody tells you you can just put keys on this truck and it drives fine, they don't know what they're talking about. I strongly believe that adding an upper control arm and the correct shock is vital to getting your maximum ride quality. So we do have upper control arms. We have the McGaughys upper control arms there. They do come with the really bitchin' billet plates already in the arm. If you like to do some customization, you can pull those plates off up the arm, which is fun. Powder coat them, put them back together. And we also have the Bilstein 5100 shocks as well. So we've put Bilstein 5100 shocks both front and back. The truck, as far as the height goes, is sitting at about 2 inches over stock. Like I said, so you could go with a taller tire. You can see we've done zero trimming here. There's no trimming here on the fender well modification. No trimming down here as well. There's a little bit of rub mark from when he originally left there. But now that we've taken care of that, no issue. Most of the time when we're doing the torsion keys in the upper control arms, we don't do anything in the rear. Rico did also want to bring up the rear a little bit, so we added a 1-inch ready lift block and Ubolt kit out back along with the Bilstein 5100. So the one accessory we do sell that makes all the wives happy is power steps, okay? This is the brand new power step from Real Truck. Real Truck owns Amp Research, so if you're familiar with the Amp steps, this is the Amp step. If you see the Real Truck logo, that's why. What I do like about these is they do have the LED lights that are under each door that are mounted. And this is the brand new model step. Some of the older steps, the powder coat starts to chip off over time. The brand new models will not do that. They're really nice. They drop a full 12 inches from the door jamb on most applications. This one even a little bit more. So when you're considering steps, just know that yes, power steps, they're not the least expensive option in the world. But if you're looking for the most drop as well as the safest place to step, depending on the height of the vehicle or the height of the person, you might step here, you might step here. Whereas if you get a normal step, you got a very small selection. The power step gives you a lot of selection. So I do like the power steps for that exact reason. One last thing. One question we get a ton of is, how do I run valve stem extensions to get to my inner wheels? There is no black or white answer on this, okay? Rico was very persistent and clear in saying, I need rear valve stem extensions. With aftermarket wheels, there is no solution to providing you access to your inner wheels. Unfortunately for us dually guys, we gotta lay under there, get on the inside. In a lot of scenarios, you're laying on your back to fill up your inner tire. We did go the extra mile. I want to be clear and say we do not have this solution for every wheel and tire setup, but we are hoping here at duallywheels.com to start playing with this more and seeing how we can solve your guys' problems, because we do hear this over and over. I'm an F450 owner. I had a leaking valve stem like 6 weeks ago. It was the worst ever. So to be able to get in there from the front is ideal. So what we did, we were able to make it work. We do have the valve stem extensions. So if you look at the bottom, we've provided a stainless extension here that goes to the inner wheel, okay? So it will come with this clip, and it comes with a bracket that is just universal. The universal bracket did us no good here. We had to completely modify it, but it's very solid. You can see that sucker's not going anywhere. We just cut a bracket, used the bolt hole for the center cap, which is here. So it's bolted here and bolted here, threw some coating on it, call it a day. So depending on your wheel style, in this case we were able to run them straight across from each other. I'm not confident that we're going to be able to do that for every style. However, this is our #1 selling style, and I can say, if you want valve stem extensions and you have stock steel inners, we have these available. You can call myself, Jimmy, or Raymond. We can get you those valve stem extensions. So anyhow, I hope that you have some questions answered. I hope that maybe you have some new questions. If you do, please put them down below. Love to interact with you guys. Let us know what you want to see so we can make sure we're creating the content for you guys. In the meantime, Rico's on his way here to pick up his truck. So I'm going to wrap up this video. You can head to duallywheels.com, check out the gallery, check out the fitments, build a package for yourself, or you can give us a call at 888-505-0987. Talk to you guys soon.